Just first of all, do you feel like you've learned a lot from that? What was essentially a first hit out for yourself, wasn't it?
Yeah, it was. We had a little training run last week against London, but that was the first hit out in a proper game situation for us, to be fair, with the crowd and everything else there. Yeah, well, I've got a lot of answers out of that, to be fair, to find out where people are at and where people need to improve going kind of forward.
And looking ahead to the season, I know you've got a week's break, additional break. Do you find that as a positive, more chance to sort of a bit more?
Yeah, we've kept out about 10-11 players today. Just some players are only week 3, week 4 back in training after the World Cup, so it's got to be a little bit like slowly but surely for us. The one thing we don't want to be doing is putting players out too early and end up breaking down or getting injured. So it was a good chance for today for some of the squad guys to get some minutes under the belt and see where they're at and understand the levels we've got to get to, because it's a tough place to come to for Cass. We've put them we've had a real mentality week, so where we had a real tough week of training where we trained 4 days this week. They've had the 1 day off before the game and then they've played as well, just because we wanted it all about mentality and kind of resilience. So we'll have seen a few things and learned a few things from what's happened tonight.
Anybody stood out to you in particular today? Any noteworthy performances?
Yeah, I thought Ash Gilding came on with a load of energy when he came on, to be fair. Matty English did the same, came on with some energy. I think it's what we needed at that time. The first half was quite competitive without being overly competitive, that makes sense to be fair, but it needed a little bit more, probably, input of energy from our guys, and I thought Ash Goulding and Matty English, they brought it from the bench along with Owen Trout.
Just based on that performance, the starting lineup for the match against Warrington, are you starting to get a sort of an image of the sort of starting lineup you think you'd like to go with?
Yeah, there's a few places obviously to be ironed out within the 17, and hopefully they'll come through in the next few weeks, to be fair, but generally got a rough idea of what's going to start the season, and obviously today will give us a good indication if there's some people out of that group, whether they're ready or whether they're not ready.
Could I get a quick update perhaps on Jake Connor? I know he's recovering from the knee surgery. Is he still on course for perhaps round 5, round 6, something like that?
Maybe earlier than that. He's trekking real well, mate. He's doing everything he needs to do. He's training well, his nutrition's good, he's in a really good place mentally, so hopefully we can shave a little bit of time off that, mate, and get him back out there a little bit earlier.
And just the last one, this was Nathan Massey's testimonial. I'm just wondering if you had a few comments about, he's a proper rugby league man, isn't he?
Yeah, he is. I think it's, when you talk about old school middles, he's kind of one of them old school middles. He works his socks off, works really hard. He's got doesn't rely on his talent, uses his work ethic to impact others around him, and I think he makes the Castleford team better because he's willing to mop up some of the areas what some of the other guys are not doing. So he's had a great career. I think he's been a kind of a model pro in terms of what he's done for Castleford over the last 10 years, and he deserves all the credit he's got today.